Hey, what's up, folks? It's Mike Curley. You're listening to Real Laughs for Wednesday, August 12th. I'm joined in studio today with Mr. James John. As always, James, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm feeling pretty damn good, Mike. How about yourself?
Dude, you're looking good. Did you change the lighting over there? What's going on? You losing weight? Something you gotta look about. Ken, am I wrong?
He got a haircut, it looks like.
Did
Nah,
you?
actually,
Or you shaped this up.
I
Did you shape it up?
two things. Been losing weight. Stopped eating all the crap I used to eat, and I've been shaping up my beard, man. I've been doing it myself. That's what COVID's been. COVID's been learn to do stuff yourself. So I've learned how to cut beards. I'm fading hair now. I can make a mean apple streusel. So yeah, I'm learning all types of stuff.
Wow, man.
Dude said the apple strudel.
That other angelic voice you're hearing is of the godfather of Orlando comedy, of course, Mr. Ken Miller. Ken, what's up? What's going on, man?
Hey, brother, what's going on, man?
Dude, I'm feeling good today. You know, this is our second take starting this show because we hit record and I fumbled words. I haven't talked to anyone. I forget that sometimes you gotta get a little warmed up. You know,
There you go.
I get a little bit warmed up. But also, it's been an interesting week in the Hurley house. My kids are back in school, but they're doing
Bro, you
it.
scared me, bro. Bro, I thought you were about to tell another baby coming, bro. You scared me, man.
No, man. Make a mistake once, I'll do it again. But make a mistake twice, I don't learn my lesson. No, they're doing the online schooling, and towards the end of the school year last year, they did it for about a month or so. You know, but it was only for like 2 hours a day. It was nothing. Now my kids are on the computer from 8 in the morning until 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a
It's 7 hours.
It's a full-on school day for these kids.
Full-on school day, brother. Full-on school day, man.
Ken, you got your kids. James, I know your kids are a bit older. Ken, you got any kids that are doing this at your house right now? Or are they with their moms?
They're doing it at mom's. Well, the plan was to get them in the first couple of weeks of school, but then I started doing comedy, and my ex-wife is one of those. Hey, you got 14 days. You've been around people. You can't be around the kids for like 2 weeks. I told her I had to respect that. So I did get them laptops. I got my daughter a laptop, and so they're ready for virtual. And I honestly, but Layla, baby Burge, I think she would rather be in school because she's in elementary school. So they want to go play and
socialize.
And, my daughter's 14. She's a freshman in high school. She got that goth hippie mentality, so she can be by herself. And be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't brush her hair. Like, she don't care. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't that so funny? When we were growing up, we were teenagers, Ken. It was embedded in us that we were gonna look good. Like, we were gonna look fresh. That was our thing. These kids don't give a damn. They're like, Dad, why I gotta brush my hair? Why you trying to? I'm like,
yo, do you have any time to ever tell my daughter, can you put some lotion on?
Yeah. Can
you please put some lotion on?
There is something that black people are not allowed to be, and that is ashy, goddammit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy though, Mike? I was talking to my brother, because North Carolina started to do the same thing too. And we were like, if this happened when I was a kid, I just wouldn't be in school because I was poor. We didn't have a laptop. No, we didn't have any internet. Like, what have we had done in the 80s and 90s if this happened? Like, seriously, what would we have done?
Let me tell you right now, my internet went out is the new my dog ate my homework.
Yeah.
Where were you yesterday? Oh man, I was feeling fine, but Spectrum was acting up.
Wi-Fi tripping.
Matter of fact, give y'all a heads up right now. It's storming in Apopka. The power is good.
It's gonna go out.
Spectrum keep cutting off.
Yeah.
So if the internet cut off, just know it's Spectrum, bro.
Man,
but seriously, think about it though. What would we have done in the 80s and 90s if this? Like, seriously, what would we have done?
School would have stopped.
I don't even know what we would have went to school in December and then get out of school until December.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Back in the day, we used to laugh at kids getting home school. Remember that?
Yeah,
they were the weirdos.
Dork, yo. Loser.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, not just school. Look what we're doing right now. What would have this been like if we had a show 20 years ago? That's it. It would have been
one dude in the studio.
Dude, best.
It's a month of Devin Siebold. That's what you get. Like this pandemic wasn't bad enough.
See, okay, see.
Son, yo, I co-sign that because I love Devin. I co-sign.
Yeah, so do I. So do I. Shout out to Devin.
I'll tell you, my 10-year-old, he's my angel, you know. But he tried to play me the other day. He came up to me when he found out that he had to do a full 8 hours online. He's like, "Oh, Dad, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do 8 hours sitting in front of the computer." I'm like, "You mean like on Saturday when you spend 14 hours sitting in front of the Xbox?" He's like, "All right, I'll be in my room." I'm like, "There you go. There you go. Nice try,
Dad. I will see myself out.
That's right." He's like, "I'm afraid my eyes are going to get strained." I'm like, "You sit. How many times do I have to come in here? We don't even talk. I just physically push him away from the front of the TV when he's playing video games because he starts getting sucked in. He starts getting too close."
What's his game? What's his game?
Oh, right now, they love all the Lego games, all right?
Okay.
Anything on Xbox that's Lego related, they love. All the heroes, villains, they love creating their own characters after they beat the game. A lot of the games have those options, build your own characters and stuff. But right now, he's really onto Minecraft. Like he's
because my daughter was into Minecraft like a few years ago. Yeah, it's still a big thing. I didn't know it was still a big thing.
It's a cult following right now.
I never understood it. It's like, because you remember us playing video games. Yeah, it's like the more advanced it got. Like Contra was like, oh my God, I can see muscles on that guy.
Yeah.
It seems like the more advanced video games got, and now all of a sudden my kids are like sitting here on this $400 system to play games that I would have laughed at when I had my Nintendo. I'm like, everything's boxy. Yeah, that's why it's cool. I'm like, you would have loved the 80s, man.
This is retro. Oh, okay.
I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and she was telling me about I was talking about her kid. Her kid birthday was coming up, and I've known her through comedy. I met her years ago through comedy, and I'm one of them guys where if you got pregnant, if you came to my show pregnant, I would send you a baby gift. No, seriously. If anybody ever
You've always been so good with your fans.
Yeah,
you'll know about that tomorrow show. But you know, me and her always been good friends, and I always check on her son. And she's like, "Yeah, I got my son a PlayStation." I was like, "Which one?" She's like, "A PlayStation." I was like, "Which one?" She's like, "The PlayStation." I was like, "The original
PS1?"
Yes. I'm like, "What are you gonna?" What?
That's like somebody telling you I bought my son a horse and cart.
I was like, take that junk back. But it got me thinking about the Minecraft, because that's pretty much like playing a PlayStation game today. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like,
I've been looking online, and I didn't know this was an issue now, but like due to the pandemic, remember when it first started, everybody was like, get your toilet paper, get your toilet paper. And then it was, oh no, we're going to have a beef shortage. And now it's been anything to do what we're doing, like microphones and headphones and cameras. There's a shortage. Logitech that makes cameras is like, dude, we can't make enough fast enough. We have a shortage. But also, I saw like yesterday that Nintendo Switches are hard to find. Like everybody's going crazy for Nintendo Switches. My kids got one for Christmas. It's sitting on a shelf right now because they're all into Xbox. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some people looking around going, "I'll pay $700-800." I'm like, my kids won't notice till it's too late.
Then you can buy them another one, because by that time this will be over with. I'm gonna get you one now, bro.
Well, I'll tell you, I wanted to ask you guys real quick about one of your boys that we've talked about before on the show. And I think we called it from the get-go when he announced his campaign for presidency. I think we called it for what it was. And a lot of people said I was kind of like a conspiracy theorist, because I said there's no way Kanye goes from being Trump's best friend hanging out of the White House to a month later denouncing everything, saying it was all a ploy to get inside. And now he's running against the man for president. So what I simply said is I thought he was doing that to try and get some of the votes away from Biden, trying to get some black votes. And if I thought I was just being paranoid, it's now come out that, I don't know if you guys know this or not, Kanye actually is making a run for president. There's a lot of states where he can still get the ballot either by paying the ballot fee of like $25,000 or getting enough signatures. So he's been running around trying to get signatures. He already can't get on enough states' ballots to get the 270 electoral votes. There's no way he's going to be president. So take that off your plate. It's not happening. What they just found out is one of the women that was bringing his signature petitions in to get on ballots in certain states is also working for guess whose campaign?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. She's one of the campaign lawyers for the GOP, and here she is now. She just decided, much like Kanye decided he was cutting ties with Trump, she also decided, nope, let me give away this 20-year career I've had to go over here and run for a candidate that has
no
mathematical. So I just want to ask you guys, is it safe to say, because this is the thing, I don't trust people. I don't trust people. There's people out there that aren't going to make themselves aware of any of this. They're going to see Kanye running for president, and they're going to think, yeah, I'm voting for Kanye because I don't like either of these guys. But can we just say right now, a vote for Kanye West is a vote for Trump? That's basically what it is. Is it safe to say?
I'll say it. Yes.
It's safe to say, but my thing is this: if it is this big conspiracy, Mike, if it is, and I'm one that my wife believes in conspiracy theories like crazy, I don't. If it's this big conspiracy, why the hell he picked Kanye?
Because Kanye's the only one dumb enough to fall for his
crap. Do it. Yeah,
because, absolutely. In case you didn't see, Kanye just had like a meltdown like 2 weeks ago. Him and Kim were having issues, which is every day. But like he came out as bipolar not too long ago, right? I think anyone logical, like, here's the thing. If they wanted to do this regularly, every president has had someone in entertainment supporting them. Kanye could have come out at any point and just been like, hey, I'm backing Trump. I'm backing Trump. I'm for Trump. You know, would that have been better than just doing this whole let me fake a campaign just to get the uneducated votes away from Joe Biden? And people, I guarantee there's going to be at least one person, let's be honest, hundreds of people who are going to see Kanye's name on the ballot, not think about anything else, but be like, yeah, because I'm not voting for those two old guys. And not realizing where their votes going.
I think it'll be a couple hundred. I don't think it's going to be anything. I really don't think it's going to be anything to affect the election.
You give much more faith to people than I do,
bro.
I do. I have faith in humanity.
Okay, let me tell you something, Ken. You forget the fact that we share this earth with 20-year-olds. They're going to go on that ballot. They're going to go out and vote because young people do vote nowadays. They're going to see Kanye and they think of him as a revolutionist. They think of him as a guy that stands up for the little person because that's what he preaches. And they're going to be like, yep, I'm voting for Kanye.
Man, I don't.
They're going to do it.
Do you think Kanye has a 20-year-old market?
I don't. I do. Okay. Let's do this here. Let's do this.
You know how? You know why I think that? Wait, real quick.
Hang on, James, go ahead. What's up?
You know why I think that? Because there is a guy that I follow on Facebook. He is so entertaining. I love to read everything he says, but I agree with none of it. He's a millennial, Jari Wright. They worship 20-year-olds worship him as a god, bro. And what I'm telling you, Ken, they worship that dude.
Ken, we got like 30 seconds. What?
Okay, real quick. Let's do the over under. I say Kanye gets 50,000 votes.
What? I hope he doesn't get that many. Man.
I say 50,000 votes. I'm giving him 50,000 votes, and that's all the U.S. I give him 50,000 votes.
Well, fortunately, the way it looks right now is he might not even get enough votes to get on his own ballot in Illinois. I think it's Illinois, right? Is it Illinois or Indiana?
He's
Chicago.
So he might be shy of enough ballots to get on his own state. So it looks like he might not even be able to go forward with this fraud of a campaign because they found out that the signatures he handed in, like 1,800 of them, were quote unquote questionable for one reason or another. It was just Kanye wrote his own name, like 800.
No.
It was personality.
It was Jari Wright.
All right, guys. Well, we got to take a break right here, but I am so excited. When we come back, we're going to have a guest that if you're a fan of 104.1, you're going to know who this next gentleman is. I am so happy I've been dying to get him on the show since we launched this. We'll be right here, Real Laughs 104.1. Welcome back. You are still listening to Real Laughs. I am Mike Riley. I'm joined in studio, as always, with James Gian and Mr. Ken Miller. And 104.1 Real Radio listeners, we have a very, very, very special guest joining us tonight. I gotta tell you, as a fan of Real Radio, I've been listening for years and years and years, and I think my favorite show of all times, and I might make some enemies here, the Philips Phile with Jim Phillips. He was my go-to.
Yeah, you said that before. That's actually the truth. Mike loved that show.
And when I moved to Orlando, Philips Files was the show. It was like listening to a family member that you loved and respected. Like that guy just pulled no punches. He had that kind of grandfather feel to him where he just like, I've done what I've done in life. I'm going to speak my mind, and to hell with whoever doesn't like it. And I will say this, being a pessimistic person most of my life, every week there was this guy that would come on the show, and his name was Eddie the Shaman. And Eddie would come in with this uplifting, motivational, and I tried every week to hate this guy when I would hear his voice because it went against all my negativity, but there was no way. Every week, I swear, I'm not even making this up. There were times when I actually at the end had a little tear in my eye because I'm like, maybe the world's not so dark and bleak. Maybe people do care. So I'm so happy. I can't think of a better time to get this guy back and his voice heard. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Eddie the Shaman to the show.
Hey,
Eddie!
Rockers. What's going on, brothers and sisters of love? Wow. First of all, gratitude. Many 10,000 blessings on Real Laughs. 10,000 blessings on comedy and relieving the soul of this laughter we have inside of us. We need someone. You gentlemen are the catalyst.
Thank you.
Remember, I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vessel. Because, again, as you know, lightning strikes, and we try our hardest and use humor and use comedy. And not only that, a sense of humor. Do you remember what a sense of humor used to be, gentlemen?
Barely.
Refresh us.
You remember? Okay, here's a fine line between a sense of humor and just obnoxious. When I go to Publix, sorry, Publix. As you know, Jim always loved Publix. I still go. I don't know about you guys, but I don't just want to entertain my cashier. I like to entertain all 12 ladies. And if you're within earshot, Mike, you know it. Hey, kid, you're in the front row. You're my it guy. You're my that guy. Oh, yeah. And Ken's like, oh, over here, that's my gallery. That's Fred. He's special. He doesn't go anywhere. And that's why he's the best audience. And you know it, James,
yes,
use what the earth gave you. So that's why you have all these people, and there's nothing else going on, man.
No.
And as you know, we need that outlet. And for this small child who hasn't had a chance to maybe have that outlet, because we have been trying to keep it tight and keep it in our homes and keep it safe. Everyone wear your mask. But the key is that when you go to Publix, you just want to, I was always there, like before this all started, I just wanted to make them laugh. If I can make one person laugh in that lane, if I can make one person laugh in that store, if I can get one, then at least they got it. My favorite thing was Mel Hellitzer. I took comedy writing, and I know you guys took it too. Mm-hmm. When you take comedy writing, there's always that one guy who taught you, and he said, hey, even if they boo, at least they got it.
Yeah.
I got that going for me. All right, gentlemen, now it's time. This is what it's been culminating in the brain, and you know the deal is when you don't have anyone to talk to or a microphone for that matter, you start making sure you're not crazy. So, gentlemen, you know it as well as I do. Here we are. You're in the car. I-4's gotten better. There's 4 and 5 lanes now. But even though it became a little bit of kind of Omega Man out there for a little while, now there's cars back on the road. And have you noticed certain people are back on the road that you didn't miss when you weren't on the road? So I call it carcasm. So, gentlemen, I need you to give me your best example of carcasm. I'll go first because remember, gentlemen, in comedy, I would never make you do anything I wouldn't do first.
There you go. I like that.
So
it's like a Trump orgy. I like it.
I will start. That'll give you also, it gives you guys time to come up with your bit. So here we go. Carcasm. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, you can pull in front of me, even though you didn't want to use your turn blinker. And guess what? I just noticed that by the dents on the front half of your car and the back half of your car, you've done this before. So I will pull back, my special friend. I will pull back to 40 miles an hour so that I may guide you into my lane so I do not, too, become a memory of your car. Carcasm. Who would like to go next? You can wave your hand, or maybe Michael just call on the first student.
Yes,
I'll go.
James, carcasm. Go for it.
Oh, I love your bumper sticker. This says, "What would Jesus do?" Well, I believe our Lord and Savior would take the right on the red light. Go!
Mr. Miller, what you got?
Oh, you just gonna ride my ass. I'm gonna ride it. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna slow down 10 miles slower, bruh, so you can really be up on this ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I couldn't help but notice your Choose Life license plate. How come people that have Choose Life on the back of the car are always driving like they want to die? Why is that?
They're only choosing their life, Mike. They're not choosing their life, man.
Valid point. My car, my decision.
Don't choose my life, man. Don't choose my life.
Yes.
All right, now, gentlemen, here's the next one. Here we go.
That was good.
Here's the next one. Take it to another level. Now, again, I don't know about, I know you guys do this. I always say, I don't know about you, but I know you do. Wordplay. There's right now, even as we're talking, you probably got like 15, 30,000 words. You're cycling them through. You're trying to figure out, how can I flip that? How do I flip that? So here's the one I have with all the social distancing. And it's supposed to be all peaceful and love and social distancing. It's actually become social distancing.
Social distancing.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone is getting pissed.
Oh, I thought you were saying if I can pee on you, you're too close. I thought that.
Yo, wait a minute. That's extra in some places. I'm just saying.
Social distancing, please. Enlighten us.
Distancing, because you know what it is? It's even worse than like cyberbullying, because in a way you're so pissed off and you're taking it out on someone who had nothing to do with what's going on in your universe. And that's why I always ask kids, when I was a teacher, I'm like, how's your world? And at first they would blink at me twice, like, Mr. Wilder, what does that mean? But how is your world? And I'm like, how's your world? Like, how is your world treating you? And you can shape it. You can change your world. So like we were talking about earlier, a sense of humor. So social distancing, you gotta chill out.
Easier said than done.
I gotta admit, for the first time in the first 8 minutes, I just took a breath.
Oh wait,
I know exactly.
Hey, he was as red as that Chicago Bulls for a second.
Oh man, and I gotta tell you, you guys ready for this one? This is how surreal life gets. Is that when all of a sudden when they did announce that, you know, Michael Jordan was going to do The Last Dance, and I was just so excited. We watched the Bulls, watched the Bulls, the whole night. My wife is from Chicago. She grew up in Highland Park.
Okay.
I literally, by the grace of everything that is, my beautiful sister-in-law Sherry brought me to the Madison Square Garden, that March game, the last game. Michael Jordan was a Bull in the Garden. And it's one of those things where you realize that now we have so much that we mine for comedy. We take so every even what we're doing right now, every experience, everything we do, we use and we mine it for comedy. And that's why even the bad things. So that's why I was going to say, I wrote down some things for you guys. Do you remember Disney Quest, or the artist formerly known as Disney Quest?
Yeah.
Down at Disney Springs, which used to be downtown Disney, right?
Disney. Yep.
Yes, which artist formerly known as 8 Pots pouring water into the front. It was so cool. You know, it's like, how do they make all the pots pour into each other? How do they do that?
I remember that.
But the amazing thing was, you walked in there. I remember when I walked in the first time, and it said 5 floors of your past. And you walked in, and there's Robotron, and there's Galaga, and there's Burger Time, and there's Moon Patrol, and there's all. I mean, no offense to the new stuff. We had to like drive something, pick up a basketball, and shoot it at Buzz Lightyear. I love the guy, but dude, get me literally elevator time. Get me any of those ones, man. Because when you were there, that's what I'm saying. The hand-eye coordination that we have, gentlemen, I give you credit. You played a sport. You probably did something where you had to do hand-eye coordination. And those video games back then, because like I said before, boys, just give me a red button and a joystick.
Yeah, Atari.
That's all I need, man. That's all I need. And that's why, you ready, Mike, for surrealness? How about watching your son watch a video of a person playing a video watching another person play?
Oh, my God.
Literally happened before we press record. We were talking about it. My kids are into Minecraft. he had the Xbox on, my 10-year-old, but he had the iPad open, watching someone else build something in Minecraft so he could build it on Minecraft.
Yeah, and those kids are making millions of dollars of having kids just watch them watch kids, watch them watch the watcher while they watching the watcher.
My son will play the game Call of Duty Warzone. It's a what do you call that? Battle Royal. He loves it. He'll play it for 3 hours. Stop playing the game and watch videos on it for about 4 hours. I'm like, bro, it's a job.
What was the kid this year? Won the $1 million Fortnite championship?
Yes.
I came home. I told my kid, "You close your history book. You get on that Xbox. We got bills to pay, man. This is your formative years."
I mean, hey, and you know something? Here's the good news, and here's the bad news. Now, the good news is a parent, and the school goes, parents, this year we're going digital. Every child will have a laptop, and for people like me, they couldn't even turn on the sound of their headphones. Curse you, Jack Bradshaw. Curse you, Jack Bradshaw.
Amen.
I love that man. He always at least turned me on in a sense. He turned my microphone on.
God bless him.
But anyway, bless the Godfather of soul. But the thing is that that's one of those things where as soon as they did that, I don't have to worry about my son or my daughter logging onto a laptop. They can go to college through a laptop now. They can do everything. And so in that sense, bravo to the technical age. But for me, I have this game back here with just one red button and a joystick.
Now, Eddie, we got just a couple minutes left. I just wanted to ask you, what have you, not only, of course, give great life advice and motivate, and I haven't heard James laugh so much in a single segment since we started.
I feel good.
This. So thank you for that. But
thank you.
How is, like, I also know you do other things, like you're an amazing motivational speaker, of course, but you're a wedding officiant. How has this changed? Have you done any weddings since the pandemic?
I'll be honest. I will be honest. And I know you guys will get this because, again, it is a beautiful thing. And there's a force out there greater than most. And two dear friends of mine had to get married on May the 4th. They had to get married.
May the 4th be with you.
And may you know that on that Monday, that was the first sanctioned day that we were allowed to be out in public and you could gather with under 10 people in a public place. So we went down by the Science Center, right in front of that courtyard, right where there's that beautiful water down by the lake.
Nice.
It was absolutely breathtaking. We were so lucky and it was beautiful. And it's the only wedding I've done. Although I will tell you, and a good sign is people are starting, the wedding business is starting to come back. But as you know, everything pretty much shut down. So a lot of people are either going to do a smaller, hey, it's just me and my loved one in my backyard now, or hey, can you meet us at this certain place at this certain time and be within 6 feet? So the business is still out there. I went to believe it or not, I went to a tasting at Highland Manor because they supported me, and Dub's Dread catering. In fact, they are always growing, and so for me, I've been doing it for a little over 20 years, and they've been my home. And so watching them have open houses, it's been really, really beautiful. So things are starting to turn around. Some people are making cancellations, and some people, better yet, boys, postpone. Postpone is not a bad word. Postpone is a positive word because you know what that means? It is going to happen. It just wasn't meant to happen at the time we thought it was.
You sound like my wife.
I love you. I love you, honey.
Eddie, unfortunately, we got to get going to break right now. I hope this is the first of many of your appearances with us. But where can people find you and look into all the awesome services you offer?
My, as you know, boys, since I just got rid of my flip phone last week. My beautiful wife, Sandy, of course, built my website. You can go to www.eddietheshaman.com and check it out. I've got all my wedding stuff up there. I've got motivational speaking. Again, I do a lot of wonderful things in this local area. And of course, most importantly, brothers and sisters of love, volunteer and give of yourself. And if you got a little extra, give it to your brother or your sister or a little child even.
Thank you, Eddie.
Eddie.
Thank you,
so much for joining us today. Guys,
and
don't go anywhere.
Love and real laughs, baby!
I can't say better than that. Hang on, we'll be right back with more real laughs. Welcome back. You are still listening to Real Laughs. I'm still Mike Gurley, joined in studio with James and Ken. I honestly, even after all these years, I've been listening to that guy since like 2004. And every time Eddie the Shaman talks, after he's done, I feel the energy in me. Like I want to get up and do something. I don't know why.
Bro. He was so extra, bro.
He was. I wish.
Fun extra, though. Fun extra.
Yeah. But you know what, Ken? I know that was your first time meeting him. That's just him.
Yeah.
That's him all the time. Like always, just that energy.
You know, it's funny though, bro. Watch, I'll get behind him in the Publix one of these days. Watch what I tell you. I'm gonna be behind this dude in the Publix one of these days. Watch.
Yeah. You're talking like that, like you didn't do a 45-minute set at a Waffle House in Mobile, Alabama one night. You got dragged there.
Because I got kidnapped. But that's because I got kidnapped, Michael. I had no choice, bro.
Ken, I've hung out with you. You will put on a Ken show anywhere, anytime.
Only when the alcohol in me, bro. When the alcohol in me, I'll be brave.
So 24/7.
I was gonna say, Ken's like, when's the best time for a drink? It's like all the time.
Oh man.
Well, guys, I wanted to talk to you about something because, you know, the kids went back to school this week and yet some things still aren't open. So it's kind of weird for me when the officials are saying, hey, it's not safe to do this, but it's totally safe to send your kids to school.
Cool.
You know, that's why my kids are, we're doing the homeschool thing, you know, with the cameras and laptops and all that. But this is actually happening out in San Diego right now. 2 comedy clubs closed this week. Now, these comedy clubs had reopened in July, and the way they were doing it is they were doing outside shows, like we've seen a lot of these venues doing, socially distanced in the parking lot, built a little stage outside the shows. Outside dining in San Diego is legal right now. It's permitted. You can do it.
And their weather's probably beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen some of the pictures. 2 clubs, the Comedy Store La Jolla and the American Comedy Company, both this past Saturday had police show up and shut them down. Now, here's their stance. They're socially distancing. They're serving food. They are a restaurant. The only difference between them and every other restaurant that's open and serving outdoors right now is that they're have a stage at the end with someone telling jokes. So as the manager of La Jolla said, he's like, apparently COVID is safe enough to eat outside while socially distanced, but if someone's telling jokes, that makes you susceptible to getting the disease. And I think he brings up a very good point because, you know, when pressed about it, they said in the reopening, the city was saying in the reopening, well, if you'll notice, you know, we said no live entertainment venues, but I think a lot of these, you got to go on a case-by-case basis. Like, is it okay to be a nightclub with a band and people shoulder to shoulder or dancing on the floor? No, I don't think so. But if you're basically set up like a restaurant and have a stage in the corner with someone telling jokes, how is that different from being an Italian restaurant that has the same tables spaced, outdoor, same city, everything else? So my question to you guys is, do you think that's fair?
My answer, short answer, no. How does that make sense? All I did was take what you said I could do, socially distancing outside, feeding people. All I did was add a comedian and like, not today. You ain't telling them jokes on my food. That makes no sense.
It makes difference, especially if you have them social distance from each other. Like I agree with you, Mike. If you got a band or a DJ, and everybody's on the dance floor dancing and they doing the cha-cha slide, then there's an issue. We're right on each other. But if you got everybody 6 feet apart, you know what I'm saying? You know, mask on. If you know they're eating, so no mask on. You've checked temperatures. You've done everything you have to do. A comedy show in an outside venue would be the perfect thing. Some bars locally to start making some money. I think if you're a bar right now that serves food and you can get away with putting some stuff outside and throwing a guy up a microphone to maybe bring a little bit more attention to your club, I think that's a great idea. There's no touching, there's no harm, there's no foul.
What else are they gonna do? They trying to survive just like all of us, man. They trying to stay afloat. What you want them to do? Close up?
You know, also this week in New York, they did the same thing. They said, hey, we've done some studies and we say that schools, brick and mortar, are safe enough to send your kids back to, but they're not allowing inside dining still in the city. And they say to that, well, the studies show that's not safe. How is it safe enough to put my kids, who are known germ carriers, even not during a pandemic? If you have kids, I was never sick a day in my life until I had kids. And then all of a sudden I had a runny nose all the time. They bring home every germ. How is it safe enough to put kids into confined areas, but it's not safe enough to let adults go in to restaurants and sit socially? I gotta assume you're using the same studies, and the New York officials are saying, "Oh, we're going to wait and see how other states play out." And I think it comes down to the economy. That's simply what it is. I mean, even here in Florida, how many times when the discussion came up about sending kids back to school, it wasn't what's best for the kids or what steps we've taken. It's been our governor saying, "I gotta get this economy started again, and we need to get people back to work." And to do that, we need to send kids back to school because a lot of these parents that I need working can't afford babysitters.
Jesus, man.
And to me, then make that what it is. Don't give us the BS that the schools are safe. Make it what it is. These parents can afford to keep their kids home. Make it really what it is. Don't give us the BS because like you said, Mike, they are the biggest germ carriers. And I know now it's the COVID, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't checked, isn't very high for children as it is for adults. But once they start getting around each other and they get and touching and what I saw the meme last week, your kid gonna leave with a Batman mask and come home with a PJ mask and they switched their lunch.
They traded.
They traded at the worst.
The thing about it, Ken, like you said, it doesn't really affect a lot of children, but what happens is they can be carriers. So they can take it home to the household where you got more than just kids there. You got adults there. You got the abuelas there. You got the grandparents there. So they're going to start being carriers and spreading around everywhere. And we can see another huge spike in COVID-19. So that's also the problem. Not just them getting sick, but them bringing it home.
What you telling these parents when they start losing these children? You know what I'm saying? That was my biggest thing. Like a couple weeks ago, I went back and forth with a comic. The comic called us the P word. You know what you? But I can't say it. And I was like, why? He said, because y'all got y'all masks on up in here scared. And I said, yeah, because people are dying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had to tell them the story. There was a lady who came to visit Florida and went back home, and her 20-year-old and 19-year-old died weeks from each other from COVID.
Yeah.
How do you're not supposed to die. Your kids aren't supposed to die before you. It's just not supposed to happen. And these kids gonna be touching and it's sad the way they're treating these children right now. It's crazy the fact that they want to send these kids back to school. It makes no sense.
You know what I'd love to see? They just, the Democrats and Republicans, they're trying to get this new stimulus package, and Trump just signed his executive order saying, well, we're going to lower it from 600 to 400. But in the fine print, a quarter of that has to come from the state. So $100 has to come from state. So if your state can't match that or put in their share, then you're not qualified or eligible for any of it.
That's right.
And the reality show I would love to see right now is anyone sitting up on the Hill trying to live or support a family on $400 a week. Because if you think $600 a week has been too much to give families to get them by, then you need to come off. Look, how many recesses have they taken? How many times have we closed down? They still get paid when that's all going on. They don't know what it's like to go with missing a paycheck. I would love to see a show that just shows these guys coming down from their high horse and trying to survive on $600 a week. But, neither here nor there. I'm going to end this with something kind of cool and uplifting. This is something that's taking place in Italy right now. And Ken, when you went on your honeymoon, did you go to Italy? You went to...
Yeah, we went to Rome and Venice.
Okay. This is going on in Florence, I guess. And these have been around since the plague. All right. They are actually called Bocchette del Vino, which literally translates into wine windows. These are windows that have been around since the 1700s during the plague pandemics. That's what
I like it.
That's what bars and I guess wine vendors came up. People were dying, and they were still like, look, I understand people are dying. We shouldn't come in contact with them. And even in 1700, they came up with a way to get people their wine. All right. How long did it take us as a country to get 70% of us going, maybe we should wear masks? You know,
right, right,
1700.
right.
And I think, you know, I looked at it and first I'm like, man, that's even bigger than the Taco Bell drive-through window. You know? Taco Bell's got that tiny window, man.
Mike, I went and looked at a picture of one, and somebody's actually handing a soda out of one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, I just think it's funny that Italians came up, you know, people give them credit for coming up with pizza, but we also came up with the first drive-through. That's pretty much amazing to me. And what we were just talking about, you know, with a lot of these, it's such a fine line. Like, oh, you're a restaurant, but you got someone telling jokes. No, we need to close you down because you're a live entertainment venue. Someone posted the other day, we got a lot of friends in Orlando who own bars that are just in trouble right now. They're probably going to lose their business unless something changes. And it's strictly like, how is COVID so smart that it can tell the difference between the ale house and my bar? A disease that can tell which establishment has chicken wings and which one doesn't.
Yo, you smell that? That smell like blue cheese. I ain't going up in there.
I think at the end of the day, I'm starting to realize, you know, I've been doing the socially distance and just going home and keeping gigs. Like I didn't do gigs for a long time. And now this week I started taking some gigs. In fact, James and I, we're at the Improv tomorrow night with Terry Fader from America's Got Talent. And part of the reason I'm doing it is because the Improv is doing an amazing job with cleanliness and social distancing.
Very good job.
I think I'm finally coming to that point now where I'm realizing there's not going to be a lockdown. There's not going to be what we should have done.
Back. Yeah.
We're not going back. So now you got to come to a decision. Either you're going to be a shut-in or you got to find a way to start living your life again. This is just what's hitting me now. This isn't going away. So how do you start rebuilding your life? And if that's the case, if it's not going to go away, then I think we got to start looking into allowing bars to start opening and letting people make their own decisions. And it's all going to be a lot of personal responsibility from here on out, I think.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you just follow the rules of that establishment and follow the rules that are out there, don't be the guy that doesn't want to wear the mask. Don't be the guy that doesn't wash your hands. Don't be the guy that's not 6 feet. If you could just follow the rules and we can slow this thing down and start dropping these numbers, we can get back to something that's a little normal. I'm not saying it's going to be in 2 months we're going to be mask free. No. At least we get back to something that's a little normal. If people would just get out of their heads with conspiracy theories and all that other BS and just do the right thing.
And there's another side to that real quick too, doing comedy like we all do. We have a lot of fans and we like to interact with our fans too. So I want to say to our fans out there, when you come to our show, you're going to have to be patient and understanding. We can't hang like we used to hang when you would come to our show. We can't hug. We can't do all the stuff we used to do. I mean, I hate it because Mike, you were with me. Like when we did a show together, you know how I am with people after the show, and my wife's standing right there like, nope. So people, be patient with us. We can't hug and we can't like shake hands and do all this stuff we used to do. We still love you, but this is the new normal until something else happens.
The times they are changing. Well, guys, we got to get out of here in just a second. James John and I will be with Terry Fader at the Orlando Improv Thursday night. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. I think there might be a couple of tickets still left. You're going to have to call the box office, check on that. Ken, you anywhere this weekend, man?
Yeah, Margaritaville, Bonkers Margaritaville.
Nice.
If you would like free tickets, go to bonkerscomedy.com and use the code word Ken, and you can get 4 to 6 tickets. There are no individual tickets. We're seating you by 4 and 6. So if you want to come, 4 to 6 tickets.
That's another venue that's been doing great with the social distancing.
I just read that social distancing rule.
Even for the comics.
For the comics is crazy. But
all right, guys. That's it for tonight. Check out all our sister shows. You got Monsters in the Morning, Jim Colbert's show, of course, the News Junkie, and we're let in every night by Tom and Dan. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Good night.